Hi guys, it's me, just Lindsay again, and for this video that I will be dedicated to the holiday season of in December of 2025, I shall be covering a movie that deals more with general religion rather than deal with a specific religion in general, because my holiday has passed. A big Christmas. So it'd be kind of stupid for me to talk about a Christmas specific movie like, say, I want to cover, Becoming Santa Claus. I want to cover, maybe a Lethal Weapon movie or something. Because I know that Lethal Weapon 5 is being greenlit. And as you all know, I am a Catholic, a believing Catholic. So I figured to myself, what movie would be perfect for this? It just so happens that there are two movies that wasn't in a sequel that came out that deal particularly with Catholicism and mercy. And helping the poor and unfortunate. And be Sister Act, starring Whoopi Goldberg. Now, I know you're thinking, that this doesn't do with anything in particular, but the only reason why I'm doing this is because both of the movies are going to be gone by the end of the year, so I figured I will do these and then deal with religion. Much in the same way as, say, all don't go to heaven. They don't end up on my dinner plate, but they'll go to heaven. So anyway, this movie was I remember seeing it in the first movie, in the second movie, in the 90s, was something similar to that when it came out. So I liked it back then, but now I just saw it and I was freaking laughing my ass off when I saw it. It was just so goddamn funny. No offense to those who are really religious here, but it was so damn funny. And they have Maggie Smith in this movie, as well as Kathy Najimy, which for some odd reason they have them in this movie with the play nuns, and then in other movies they have them playing witches. Kathy Najimy in Hocus Pocus, which I already covered, and we all know the role that Maggie Smith played in Harry Potter. Professor McGonagall, God rest her soul. She was awesome in that movie. But she's supposed to be really, really serious in this movie. Like a little serious, like head nun or whatever they call it, Mother of blank. I forgot her character name in the movie, but Nicole call it, not Maggie Smith, or Mother Maggie Smith, because that's all everyone knows her as anyway. So, but anyway, she's very, very funny in this movie. She gives two lines in particular that really smoking burns at Dolores, played by Whoopi Goldberg. Now, before I get on with this movie, to discuss about this movie, I should say that when I went to New Paltz a couple years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, I had this young girl who was going to be married, assuming I stayed there long enough, and she would do a little bit of work, all the medical tests, or everything that she had to do. And she was the spitting image of Whoopi Goldberg, and she was only let's see, she was only like 19 at the time, so I'm pretty sure that I probably insulted her by calling her Whoopi Goldberg. So if you're watching it, I'm very sorry for that, but I can't help it, Someone looks like an actor or an actress, I always gotta say it, Whether it be the guy at the gym that looks like Luke Skywalker, or say, somebody else looks like Lucy Liu, or even when I see the girl, Sakura, that looks like an adult film actress, which I only told in private. I never actually to her that she looks like this person, but I don't hold any punches. If someone looks like somebody else, I'll say that you look like somebody else. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And for women, I always say that it's a compliment. It's a compliment that because they people like Margaret Hamilton or Linda Carter, for example. Even though I'm sure that at the time they probably think he's too old, fat, or whatever else, what have you. So anyway, Dolores Whoopi Goldberg has like is more liberal. She works as a loud singer in Las Vegas. She lives in Reno, Nevada, very close to that area, and she witnesses a murder by her, lover, and really bad Harvey Keitel. Now, this it's very similar to what happened to her in Ghost. For some reason, I kept confusing two movies to each other, but Ghost is a whole different thing. In fact, I know that they are not married because I think that in the movie they said that Harvey Keitel has a wife and that he gave Whoopi Dolores her mink coat, which is purple. Now, I have no problem with people giving out the other people purple coats, but why the fuck you got your mink coat that was dyed purple or violet? That's probably the most unnatural color in the unspeakable for a wild animal. The only thing I would expect from that is something that Willy Wonka would create. That's kind of stupid to have a pink coat as a gift. A purple coat as a gift of mink. Whenever you think of mink, you think of silver, you think of brown or something, not fucking purple. So anyway, that's the whole big thing. The guy because in the mafia. Yeah, he's one of my boys, of which I have no idea. I have no idea about. I'm not in the mob. I don't know anyone in the mob. So that's a big stereotype of Italian Americans. I mean, there are plenty of them in the mob, but not me and my family. Because we do if you want to be mafia members, but not in the mob. So anyway, she gets in trouble because she's the only witness that's not one of his boys. So she offered to screw on them to the cops, and in return they put her in like a witness protection program. And the funny thing is the only spot where they can put her where she'd be safe, 100% safe, where Harvey Keitel would never find her is an Abbott. They can call it Abbott. where all the nuns are. And I think in New York City or Chicago. I'm gonna say New York City. So anyway, she goes over to Liberty Duns and the areas of something about it. I forgot where it was. And she's like she's a very big fish out of water, if you will. And the thing is that she didn't expect the Ritz Hotel, but she wanted a little something, little something. You guys live horrible. You live like you're in a monastery. To which I say, it's an habit. We expect. You don't expect for the rich cracker of hotels, and all that. So eventually she gets used to it. She goes to bed at 9 at night and wakes up at the cricket on 5. Even Kathy did Jimmy funny with this because she kept trying to coax her to get up out of bed. Rise and shine, the sun's burning and all this stuff. We have to get up and make a prayer to God. So it's very funny that she doesn't like the accommodations. She doesn't like anything about it. She doesn't really love the food there. The food there is like a modest gruel or like oatmeal or something like that. To which I say, okay, it's an habit. We expect couple on service in bed. So she is really driving the nuns, especially the head mother, nuts. And Maggie Smith is like she played the strictest mother they think of for this role. And the headmistress, she got me a disciplinary and all that. And speaking of which, my father and mother, couple of the hearts, they hated nuns. I mean, they don't just like them a little bit, but they hate them with a passion. Because the myths are all true that they used to hit kids with they used to wrap the rules on the kids' knuckles. They used to twist their ears. They used to do all kinds of other things to the people who misbehaved or who wouldn't take the lessons and all that. I don't mind that, I don't have any pity for you whatsoever. I know that my father was a bit of a wise ass when he was a kid. He still is a little bit of a wise ass. Like me, but I was more behaved, you can't believe it. So, whenever I see an old picture of my father looking like this, pointing out one of his friends in New York City, I'm like, that guy's up to mischief. That guy's up into no good. So I've kind of figured that he would hate disciplinarians like that. So my mother would always get in trouble with nuns and all this stuff because she was a bit of a wise ass too. And I think we all are. But most kids learn very quickly when it comes to nuns that they don't put with your shit. They will come back at you with religious authority from God himself and all that. So that's very funny. I said to myself today, Now that's the way you got deaf, right? In your right ear, you probably missed your ear so much that they probably twisted your ear so much that it caused some injury or something in your ear. So anyway, she's like the ultimate disciplinarian in this little habit. So anyway, the really funny thing is that Dolores is driving these nuns crazy. She's trying to get them to go outside, interact with people with the common riffraff of the people, trying to get better food services for them, all the stuff that, that most nuns probably wouldn't want when they come for themselves, because they're, all about poverty and helping the injured and the sick, basic necessities, modest dress and all that stuff. That's a nun's supposed to be about, and religious prayer and all that, and piety and no nonsense. That's when that type of thing. So Maggie Smith always got ran on her parade. So it's really quick funny that that's like that. And when she complains to the high bishop about her, the bishop said, "But you took an oath of piety and not helping out less fortunate than yourself. You're supposed to take pity on people and all that other stuff. What happened to that? Oh, I lied." That's pretty stuff. The fact that Maggie Smith of all people could deliver such a funny deadpan reaction and something like that to a high priest like that is really funny. And then she said that, to the Lord, you better behave yourself, People are trying to kill you, and people are trying to destroy you. Not that I blame them, so that everyone that meets you face to face wants to do that too. That is a really funny zinger too. From one nun to another nun. She knows her identity as being the Lord, not on the whole, fake identity of being a nun and all that from Reno and all that from chapter Reno. But that was so funny to hear her making those zingers at her. Now, I definitely recommend you see it just for those two ones that made. Those two ones are very funny, and the fact that good old I think with Shenzi, her character from the movie Lion King. I think it was Shenzi, the female lead of the hyenas. So anyway, doing this movie, whenever she's in a bad mood or in a grudge mood from not getting enough sleep or getting chewed out by the head nun there, she's always got a very grumpy demeanor on her, and it's very, very infectious and very funny too. Much like in the movie Lion King. I believe that they got the influence from that from her face. I don't think they did that with the other characters though, but with her face, they copied it over pretty well. Probably because she's the most animated person in the whole bunch on that thing. So anyway, the G did shoot out. She gets the job of being singing, because that's what she's known for, singing, which, by the way, a really popular person like that in Las Vegas and a show in Vegas, you would think that she would be able to, you'd think she'd be more well known than what she is. She's tied down in that monster in New York City. But in any case, they have they have her with Kathleen and Jimmy doing like the choir in church there, in the nun church. And these women can't do jack shit. I mean, I know it's horrible to say that, but they're off key, they're mixing keys, they're doing all kinds of. Hell, I can sing better than them. And I do, I'm purpose bad. So anyway, they do that, and she's like, let me take over from your position. That I think it's Sister Margaret or something like that. Margaret Mary or something like that. The older, more experienced band leader. And then at first she's like, offended by it, and I was here before you were born, and blah blah blah, this and that. But you suck at it. The women can't harmonize on their watch. You crap. Move and let someone else try it for a change. If they don't like it within a week's time, you go back to doing your shitty job of it. So she lends, and she does it, and believe it or not, the actual trained professional singer is actually pretty good at making them harmonize and being on key and that kind of thing. So the actual son were good with the standard star. I forgot her name in the movie, but she dressed a little bit differently. For example, all the nuns, including Dolores, had like that white strip on top of their head to make it look like a pink can almost, and the standout person it's like not allowed not to do that. I guess maybe because she's a newbie, she's new to convent, and yeah, convent, not an abbey, convent. So anyway, she would be like new, like a maiden or something in the convent, and she earn her stripe, if you will, to pardon my French there. But it all do good. By the end of the movie, they'd sing My Guy, by My Guy, and obviously they talk about Jesus Christ or the Heavenly Father up there. So anyway, that's a funny joke altogether too. Joke. So then Maggie Smith is about to let her go for good, transfer over to another convent to get her out of her hair. Until the bishop comes over and says, "No, that was stupendous. That was wonderful. I love what you're doing, having women go out in go out in the city and interact with people and all that. Kind of demystify all the nuns and stuff to the public." So I like the idea. Until the Lord opened her mouth and said it was all Mother Maggie's idea, which she said like, okay, I'll take the credit for it. So anyway, they do that, and And then the bad guys catch up to her, and it's some guy that that's where she's behind all along. So right away they send a goon to get her. As well, the send out Megan Nunn, and I think she might be like a professional singer or something. Well, I think that I asked my father about that, and he said that Whoopi Goldberg will probably the one that provide her own singing voice in the movie. So bravo to that. So anyway, she kidnapped both Whoopi and the stand-up girl. So eventually they get away, and Dolores had to go tell the cops in Vegas about this. So it's really funny that she went into a casino because they don't think that these guys will follow them in there. And it's very funny because the little guy, he go to roulette table. Now, if anyone doesn't know what roulette is, you pick a number, you spin the wheel, they spin the giant wheel, they put a ball in there, and then they see where the ball lands. If your number is called, you win a lot of money. 35 to 1 odds. So anyway, it's like bet the number 26. How do you know that? Trust me, I know. Well, from there. So you see everyone putting their big stacks of chips onto the number 26. And then the dealer, I guess, I call him a dealer, even though he might technically be a dealer, but the dealer ends up calling a different number, and he said, "Oops, wrong message." So that was actually funny. Never trust none when it comes to gambling, because you know what they're gonna say. Jesus will never gamble. That's what I always say. We say, what would Jesus do? You wouldn't gamble, that's one thing. So anyway, they went away, like they eventually stopped the criminals, the cops ended up catching them. I don't think anybody died in there. And Dolores goes back to convent in New York. And she opens up with doing the conductor act with everybody in the choir. And they sound beautiful because normally they do like Gregorian chant, like Halo theme or something like that before Halo would even thing. And it's very funny that now the choir does like more modern music, like My Guy, among other things too. So I would love to hear the song One Winged Angel, but sung by a choir in person. It's funny. I want to see that from one of the guys that does it for organ and truth music and all that. So anyway, what's important is that she's dancing, she's doing her hips, she's doing all. I want to say that if they had invented this back then, she's probably doing the Macarena too, as she was doing the conducting. And I have to expect for Forrest Gump of all people to be in the choir singing about wanting to get a shrimp boat, big haul. Now, don't know if they did this on purpose or whatever, but they made Whoopi Goldberg the only black person in the whole Abbott, in the whole convent. Now, this is kind of dumb because you would think that if it were in New York City of all places, there'd be like Asian nuns, to be Hispanic nuns, to be black nuns galore, all that, all those people, they have to be religious somewhat. So there's even some stereotypes about certain groups being more religious than others. So it's kind of stupid to have one black person being in the whole convent. But in the end, when she's free to do what she wants in the choir, you show her going full afro, which is a good look on people, I think. But not on white guys. I don't like on white guys. That's more of a repurposing type of thing. Or redistributing black culture and stuff. I don't like it one bit. But anyway, I love this movie. This movie is funny. I think that the sequel does the same thing, but with priests and monks and nuns. And I think that in the next movie, that guy from the Green Mile, the Delacroix. Yeah, I forgot his first name. Randall. Anyway, check out him in it. So yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I thank you for watching my video review of Sister Act. A very funny movie brought on by Miss Whoopi Goldberg, as well as Kathleen Najimy and Maggie Smith. God rest his soul, because she was worth every penny, every second on screen. She was worth it. I like to think that Professor McGonagall was kind of like her this character's alter ego in the movie. So anyway, I did this make for the end of the holiday season in December 2025. And as usual, I get this movie my happy face self promo because it's freaking awesome. It's funny as all hell. It's really, really funny. The food is not very appetizing. And the fact that Dolores thought that she would be king of the red cracker of all hotels was kind of stupid. You're going to a convent where you expect it to have like a red carpet for you. I don't think so. Anyway, I'll cover the thread too if I got no time for it. So, yeah. If you guys like what you see here and you want to see more of my views and stuff, we can always like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also contact me for future information on future videos by calling or texting me at 631-707-3707. And if you want, you can always follow me on Twitter or X if you prefer at PNelsonPro. Also, my email is jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So, God bless this movie and all the fans. And God bless all the ones that watched. I would like to see what an actual nun thinks of this movie. And by the way, yes, you make commentary about the sound of music when Lois goes into a bar. And that should be a joke. That's such a joke. A black nun goes into a bar one day. And blah blah blah. That'd be funny. So anyway, have a happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. You feel the animal, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in Internet Land. Sayonara. Ciao, ciao. Bye bye. See you later.